In this episode, I will talk about the fact that black people aren't oppressed. Why we aren't oppressed. Now, you would think that in 2024, you wouldn't even have to talk about these things. But you do, because there are some blacks who have been duped and hoodwinked by different institutions and organizations, by the Democrat Party, cough, cough, by, I don't know, maybe it's a fraternity group or sorority group, something of that nature that has propagated this misnomer. But some people think that they are oppressed. But I'm black. Can you not tell? And I want you to know that I am not oppressed, nor are you if you happen to be black or a minority. So here it is, why black people aren't oppressed. Now let's start with this. Let's define the word oppressed. It means to be subject to harsh and authoritarian treatment, to be burdened by abuse. It means to be governed in an unfair and cruel way and prevented from having opportunities and freedom. And I can say emphatically, all right? If I had to, and I don't do this, I could put my hand on the Bible, and tell you today that I have not, and I'm not being oppressed in this country. Number one, why do I say this? I say this because we are constitutionally free. Consider the 13th Amendment, which was passed by Congress on January 31st, 1865, and ratified December 6, 1865. And Section 1 says this: neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any places subject to their jurisdiction. Section 2 says this: Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. So there it is, the 13th Amendment, the abolishment of slavery. It says that if we're going to apply definitions and if words have meanings, I am no longer subject as a black person in this country to cruel and or unfair treatment. Now, I've never been a slave, but we know our history. There was once a time period where blacks were forced to endure harsh treatment and punishment solely because of their skin tone and pigmentation, and that was evil. And then we have the 14th Amendment, passed by Congress on June 13th, 1866, ratified July 9th, 1868. Section 1 says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person, do you hear that? Any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. All right, so therefore, I am a citizen of the United States of America, and nor can anyone at any time enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens in the United States of America. You cannot deprive me of anything just because I am black. I like how it says here, nor shall any state deprive any person of life. Let that sink in, because there's a whole lot of laws that are being pushed today about the sanctity of life. But I love the Constitution. The Constitution, it says, shall any state deprive any person of life? And we're doing that today. Many of the people who say that blacks are oppressed are the same people who are trying to deprive babies of the right to live. And then we have the 15th Amendment. It says, passed by Congress February 26, 1869, ratified February 3rd, 1870. Section 1. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. All right? And so there it is. I am not oppressed because of the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment. All right? Slavery has been abolished. I'm a citizen of the United States of America, and I have the right to vote. And an oppressed person won't have these freedoms and or liberties. So that's the first reason, because we are constitutionally free. That's why black people aren't oppressed. Number two, which, piggybacks off of number one, is simply put that we have equal rights. We have equal rights. It's self-explanatory. Number three, we have the same liberties and freedoms as whites and all other ethnicities. Now, I am celebrating my 17th anniversary, which was on November 24th, on this past Sunday. I enjoyed a wonderful weekend with the love of my life, Crystal Amanchukwu, and we went to a wonderful side of town, to a wonderful hotel. We went to a 5-star hotel. And guess what? When I pulled up in my, decent vehicle, there was a white young man there that opened the car door, took my information as I valeted my vehicle. Now, if I'm oppressed in America, number one, I'm not going to be able to gain access to, a ritzy and nice and quaint hotel, a 5-star hotel at that, nor is a young white gentleman going to open my car door and open the car door of my wife, take our keys, ask me. He asked a black man, did I need assistance with my bags and taking my bags up to the room? And of course, I told him no. I'm strong enough to carry my own bags. We didn't have too many anyway. We were doing something in town, so I didn't have many bags, but if I had several, possibly I would have taken his help. But he offered that to me. He didn't just simply offer it to all of the white people that came to that establishment that day. No, everyone received that kind of treatment, even the black man who's not oppressed. The neighborhood that I live in, I live there solely because, we have the credit score to get the loan. That's it. The credit score to get the loan, the finances to pay for the said loan, and then you can get into whatever neighborhood that you desire today. So no, I'm not oppressed. Number 4, we have equal access. Equal access. We are not prevented from going anywhere and doing anything. That's simple. All right. We have equal access. And number 5, I'm not forced to physically do anything that I don't want to do. I'm free. Look at my wrist. No one has any shackles on me. My wrists are free. My size 13 feet, are free. They're not shackled. nor am I psychologically shackled. And that's the problem with some people. Some people might think that they are black and oppressed in this country. That's because you are psychologically bound. You're bound by the past, so therefore you believe all of this stuff. And you want to be a victim. You know, this is called the victim Olympics. You know, we live in a victimhood-driven society where everyone has a gripe. Everyone has something to complain about. You know, typically people who love to play the victim game, you're dealing with people who lack work ethic and accountability. That's it. And so they have to come up with an excuse as to why they aren't doing well. No, I'm not forced to physically do anything that I don't want to do. And so therefore I say that I am free. And so here it is. Those are the 5 reasons why black people aren't oppressed in America. Number 1, we are constitutionally free. Number 2, we have equal rights. Number 3, we have the same liberties and freedoms as whites and all other ethnicities. Number 4, we have equal access. And number 5, we are not forced to do anything that we don't want to do. But I have to add to this. So physically, I'm free, but also spiritually, I'm free. John 8:31 through 36 says this. It says, "Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, If you continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. And you shall know the truth, and the truth," get this, "the truth shall make you free." Verse 33, they answered him, "We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, you shall be made free?" Verse 34, Jesus answered them, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever." Verse 36, and here it is. Here's the joy. "If the Son, therefore, shall make you free, you shall be free indeed." I say to people out there to walk in the freedom that God has given you spiritually, and walk in the freedom that we have in this nation constitutionally. Don't let anyone make you a victim. Walk in your freedom. This is why black people aren't oppressed. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I need your support. God bless you.